I wonder if this has any consequences. Oh, I see. Fallout 4 is a game set in Fallout, a post-nuclear role-playing game. That game part is important because not many people know that this is actually a video game. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's a computer game. Fallout 4 is a first-person shooter role-playing game developed and published by Bethesda set in the Stellaris universe. Except we are not one of the species who achieved spaceflight. Also, the British have become robots. In this game, we play as, oh my god, Falloutio, who after his service in annexing Canada and kicking the Chinese out of Alaska, was finally prescribed estrogen needs to transition and become an actual wife to his roommate. Fun fact, what I just said isn't 100% accurate to real life, but it's a whole lot more likely than you might think. And now the pair and their child, okay now I'm in too deep, get to peacefully live out their days in the greatest place that a young couple could afford. Pre-war Massachusetts.
Confirmed reports, I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonations in New York and Pennsylvania.
Don't worry, I'm sure this is just a drill in case the nukes actually start flying. Like, look at all these civilians fleeing and all this hardware and these guys leading us to a vault. This is so drill-like. That minigun and power arm definitely is fake. Look, they even staged a mock nuclear explosion. Now they're giving us suits and putting us in cryo chambers. It's literally a drill. Like, they even took my kid and shot my husband, and now I'm the only survivor of a malfunctioning vault and all the guards are gone. How much more of a drill can this be? Is that a giant cockroach?
Enjoy your return to the surface, and thank you for choosing
Welcome to Boston 200 years after the nukes drop. Absolutely, nothing has changed. For the uninitiated, first of all, why are you here? Second of all, welcome to the US after the Chinese nuked it. The radiation is still here, the water is not safe to drink, the food is somewhat better, as long as it's not trying to kill you. And the creatures are the least of your worries because they can't shoot mini nukes. Welcome to the East Coast, because that's how things are. We've just been unfrozen after 200 years and now we got a security baton and a 10mm pistol to clear out Concord and an old factory from raiders. Then we got a city to find a detective, to find a, hey that's the guy who shot my husband. To find another guy, to teleport our guy, now girl, into a place which we may or may not nuke later. You got that? Good, because we're gonna forget about the whole. The Commonwealth has now been replaced with rubble, small camps holding civilians or raiders, or these things. He's got factories that repeat of what I just said, except maybe one of those long neck Lukowski cannery, only selling the finest pot of meat one can get. Just don't listen to my competitors' tales of my clients getting sick. I am definitely not putting ghoul meat in this. Thanks for the bobblehead. At least it's not the mystery McDonald's sauce. It has cars that in this world run on fission and are rustier than rust, and yet the engine still works. It's got two major summons that consist of either we accept everyone under certain conditions except for sins, and we accept everyone without conditions except for sins. The rest is either barren, which is mostly a good thing, filled with raiders, gunners, or the others, or it's under vault, or... The raiders are pretty simple. They like money and they like chems. They're short for chemicals and I will let you guess what kind. They carry basic melee weapons, double barrels, and pipe weapons, which is about the biggest hunk of junk you can find apart from a weapon that shoots actual junk. There are also gunners who are the same but a higher level, and may or may not carry a fab map or have an assaultron. Watch out for the death laser and pray it's not the one that goes invisible. If you have the Mechanist DLC installed, then there are also the Rush Devils who got even more robots, except I never remember to use anything other than a grenade and molly, so laser rifle it is. Thank god neither of the two have sentry bots. Now these groups are no faction. They simply exist in pockets that don't have any real distinction apart from they spawn here. Yes, the Gunners Plaza in Quincy has gunners, and most of the abandoned locations have some sort of provocations or questionable decor as raiders, but no more. There are no central questlines tied to a big bad raider boss, but there are plenty of raiders who will put up quite a fight, so I consider them to be your unique factions. Although if you have the Nuke World DLC, then there are the Nuke World Raiders, but we will get to that when we get to the tale of defeating this dude with a squirt gun. But if the people don't get you, then the mutants might. Created because good old Uncle Sam found a pretty remarkable substance that would increase any person's tolerance of disease and radiation at the cost of their intellect, reproductive organs, and the lack of the color green. At least their meat bags carry random junk ranging from some random toys to usable materials, ammo, and food. Also the mutant hound meat is pretty good. Just watch out for anything beeping. And anything bigger than a house. Also there's ghouls. Feral or not, they are people who experience enough radiation exposure to be given the gift of not aging and immunity to rads, at the cost of never getting some non-ghoul pussy and not sounding like a smoker. And then we got the creatures, like the actual creatures. Just pure radiation. The basic fly mosquito, well now they spit their kids in. Oh god, it's sucking me! Man's best friend, not looking too good. Deer, the letter's good if you can catch them. Chinese bears, Chinese, at least the cow survived. But at least my alcoholic ass has reasons to never go swimming again as I am busy clearing out these sewers. Is that a mutated crab? Someone explain to me why the kings can go invisible. Still better than the queen. Also watch out for any rat scorpions, but you shouldn't find them outside though. But there is one more enemy type. Synthetic gorillas. Now then, let's get out into this beautiful new world and it's sucking me! Now to make it this tough world, we could work together with one of the four factions to secure the Commonwealth. First up, the Shh.
I got word of a settlement that needs our help.
The Minutemen are the defenders of the innocent. If they weren't literally on death's door when you meet them, then that would be more impressive than it sounds. They fight for the defenseless settlers and seek to create a union between all the settlements that could form a new democratic power in the state. They're also known for, well, I can't really say his name because...
I got word
Oh
of a
god, he's
settlement
here!
that needs...
Preston, please! I have so many hentai games left to review!
No, I don't accept that.
You can run, you can hide, you can even enter a dark place with maxed out stealth and only one entrance. You can take the boat to the DLC up in Maine. You can go beyond the map into the irradiated zone. You can be in a raider base. You can be behind a wall super mutants. You can be in an irradiated hellhole. It does not matter where or when you are. One way or the other, Preston Garvey will find you and he will tell you about another settlement that needs your help. Ain't that right, Nick? See? He passed the test. I was testing him to see if he would stop looking out for Preston.
I got word of a settlement that...
The Railroad. These guys believe that synths are better than humans. They exist to give you a silenced pistol, a stalker who dreams of being a robot and giving you XP because if someone says they genuinely 100% like the Railroad, then they are joking. The Brotherhood of Toaster Lovers. Hey yo, is that a microphone I see? Yo, what's happening, my unadvanced wasteland peeps? It's your boy, Power Gnome. Welcome to the Brotherhood of Steel. If the world went up in flames once because of technology, then clearly the only solution is to give us all of your technology. Also, we're better than you and we can park wherever we want. Clearly, we are the best, unlike those stupid minute stupids over there in that castle. Hey dumbasses! If you love your settlement so much, then why don't you go and marry them? What the hell is going on over there? There's some sort of weird Comic-Con gathering and big tin cans shouting something. Man, why should we care? I think one of them just stole a toaster from an innocent seller. There is also the Institute, but they are a secretive boogeyman organization. Only thing we know is that they made the synths that now prowl the streets. And some of these synths are so advanced that they copy humans to the point that there are synths who don't even know that they are synths. What? Technology masquerading as humans? By the toaster god, they must be eradicated. Ain't that right, Paladin Dance Floor?
Dance floor.
Also, don't talk about the Institute if you don't want to be snatched up in the night. But you should probably already know about this if you ever come across a random encounter where two people are holding up someone they claim to be a synth. And after saving the definitely not a synth from the two definitely synths, you decide to save the game and do a quick double check just in case. Assuming that robot will let you pass.
Will you comply?
Repeat, will you comply?
Will you comply?
But working with these guys means at best we're getting a follower who I never remember to give them my junk to clear my inventory, so me each other's all I'm getting. Who's a good boy? Why yes you are. Also the rating quests that get old after you do them once or twice. We are gonna have to carry the story ourselves, which means you must know how to fight. Except I will assume you know how to fight, which is why instead I will teach you.
That's why we at Vault-Tec have prepared these educational materials for you to better understand the 7 defining attributes that make you special.
Children, listen up. We have a guest today who is going to tell us stories about the Commonwealth.
Welcome all to our lesson covering Special, which stands for Strength, Perception, Endurance, Charisma, Intelligence, Agility, and Leg... Who the fuck? Strength is a measure of how hard you can hit something with a barbarian axe, handheld chainsaw, flaming sword, psychopath's knife, or a zealous psychopath's knife. Your choice, my friend. With extra strength, you'll be able to carry not only more weapons, but also many more typewriters. Additionally, you will learn how to improve your armor, melee weapons, and become as durable as a tree. Perception increases your 6 senses, which means now whenever your nearly blind ass misses a shot, you can instead blame the Vault-Tec assisted targeting system for missing a point-blank shot. Additionally, it will teach you how to break into people's homes, pockets, walls, become better with non-automatic weapons, explosives, turn you antisocial, and prepare you for a long-distance relationship. Endurance. How many hits you can take and how far you can run from the synthetic gorillas. It will teach you how to become a punching bag, make you less susceptible to radiation, and instead use the radiation to enhance your skeletal structure. How to smoke without becoming addicted as quickly, give you lungs, partake in photosynthesis, and, perhaps most importantly, ensure that you receive the physiological necessities of food and water much more safely in this unforgiving world, by using whatever pools of radiated water there may be and cooking up whatever meat you can, and making do with what you can't. Charisma. This isn't New Vegas, but more often than not, talking is a much better alternative to getting more XP.
You stop waving that gun in my face, or it's gonna involve me.
That's it. You're dead.
It will teach you how to barter, oppress the opposing gender, be a loner, become a furry, a leader, an alcoholic, or start up a podcast. Intelligence will impact how close you get to understanding the atom by making shelves. It will teach you how to use chems, medicine, tinker with firearms, robots, computers, junk, and develop or press rate problems. Agility, how well you can hold them that far. It will teach you how to be better with pistols than automatic weapons, how to be a ninja and how to teleport in melee. And finally, luck, which increases the chance of finding grenades in your mailbox. It will teach you how to steal piggy banks, how to aim for vital organs, call upon your stalker to aid you, and give you experience for being intellectually disabled. Do I actually need to teach you about the chems that boost certain stats and the risk of addiction that comes with it? The different types of ammo, limb damage, explosives, legendary enemies, and their unique gear they drop? Alright, see ya, wouldn't wanna be ya. Maybe. God, I'm tired. What's that beeping thing? Does this even Fallout 4? Okay, maybe we should do something more. Perhaps we need a bayonet to increase our weapon bashing damage or add fire to our laser weapons. But to do that, we need not only the skill points, but also the resources. And then I need a workbench. What am I going to have to constantly return to the same place every time, always fearing the irradiated synthetic wildlife? It doesn't matter how much I know if I can't even do the simplest of quests, and the synthetic gorillas get closer with every passing day. God damn it, Vault-Tec, for all of your pre-war knowledge and financing, you really couldn't prepare me for the first few levels of this wasteland? God damn it.
Well, for starters, we could use some...
Oh, shut up, Sturges, I'm busy. I already saved your asses. What else? You want me to rebuild this great nation of ours?
Following total atomic annihilation, the rebuilding of this great nation of ours may fall to you.
Yo, what's good, Rad Cribs? It's your boy, Short Rad, and welcome to my penthouse. It's a free story, no bathroom, 1-bedroom apartment filled with all of life's necessities. First floor, we got the bar, 2 in fact, and a pile of melons and pure water. Second floor, now one of these is the thinking room. It's got all my Grognet the Barbarian comic books, and it's where I make my own wasteland survival guide based off the book from the capital wasteland. In the doing room, we got the hey! Third floor, the master bedroom. This is where all the magic happens. Well, actually, no magic has happened yet, but hey, you never know. Maybe one day I'll wake up and find a bunch of sense in here. Alright, thanks for checking out my place. Make sure to check out my new upcoming album, No Nose and Good Neighbor. And one day you too can build a kick-ass mansion like mine. Okay, seems simple enough. Next, pass me some wood, nails, metal, concrete, plastic, and the half-recycled nuclear reactor. Step 1. Find an open settlement. Maybe clear it out first. Step 2. Open up the construction menu and... Step 3. Build something simple because good God they put a whole lot of junk in this. I don't even remember where the bell is. Fun fact, finding all 20 people is sometimes so difficult that they literally added a computer just to micromanage these people. The likelihood of finding something new in here is unironically high even if I've gone through it like 5 times. Step 4. Our settlement has needs, so let's get some basics. Water. We got some bricks for concrete or recycle a street light for a generator to purify it instead. Food. So when you start up, go yonder to Abernathy Farm and pick a potato. Yes, I just said tato. A tato is a mix of a potato and a tomato, and it sounds about as great as you think it does. In fact, here is the earliest description we have of it from the Fallout role-playing game. A mutated hybrid of the pre-war tomato and potato, with the stem and reddish skin of the former and the brownish flesh of the latter. And it tastes like pile of sideways rat, my ex's left, erectile dysfunction causing space Satan. But it's still better than starving. Now plant them back at the base. Remember to assign someone to work on them. Beds, pretty simple. Just remember to build it under a roof. The rest is optional. Well, if we got all these resources in space, then we should probably set up a recruitment beacon so that we can get more wastelanders in here. Then we can set up a mercenary with our own specialized merchants. Hey look, we started as a oh god! And now we're a proper settlement. I was even kind enough to sort through the building menus to put up some decor. Like of our benevolent Vault-Tec thanks to whom we survived, and this painting of Napoleon crossing the Alps. Look, it's the same thing. I mean, who else could be riding that horse? Ignore the cow on the roof. Good thing there aren't any dangers. You there, you're getting a promotion. Here's a rocket launcher. Oh god, they're here! Quick, get the artillery! God, I love the smell of burning synthetic gorillas in the morning. But as good as the settlement building is, this is not what the game is about. That, and they shot my husband and took my kid. But more importantly, we are out of resources. I ain't getting more adhesive or leather for my armor, so I need to hunt some things and find some duct tape and wonder glue. I need crystals for the laser rifle as well as other metallic and mechanical junk like screws, circuits, fiber optics, gears, oil, and ceramic is surprisingly rare. And most of what I just said can be found in a lot of junk like coffee mugs, typewriters, pocket watches, oil cans, and Jesus Christ, there's so much stuff we can pick up. Thanks Bethesda, all that useless stuff from previous games finally has a use. Wish I had the inventory space for it, but at the same time, what the actual oh great, a pre-war board game. Finally have some wood and nuclear material. Alright, now let's get out of here for real this time. Let's take the first mission in Concord as an example. But before we go, we gotta listen to some tunes.
All's quiet across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
Come to Mick and Ralph's for all your shopping needs.
Vault 76, one of the very first vaults to open, was built to celebrate America's tercentenary, which is an awesome word, by the way. Like, that's your word of the night. Tercentenary.
Coming to you from, the jeweled green, the green
Assuming that you play actual games and not mobile games, I will assume you know what a fight and a gun is. In the OG games, it was done with VATS. Now it's done with aiming and VATS. When your ammo is low or you don't want to waste it on rad roaches, try melee. Walk up and stab him or bonk him. The enemy will be gone before you cripple anything, or you will switch to a gun because you hate being blocked. Firearms come in two types, normal or not. Normal guns use bullets. 10mm pistols, shotguns, hunting or combat rifles, snipers, miniguns. The other type is energy weapons. For simplicity reasons, assume every human is weak to bullets and every robot to energy, although you are free to mix and match. Heck, there are additional resistance towards radiation, even poison, yet I will still use that poison I think against ghouls. And nothing's immune to being set on fire. And in Fallout 4 we have a new addition. No longer are grenades separate weapons. Now they are permanently equipped and can be thrown whenever using the same key that you can use to charge up a heavy attack or attack with your firearm. I never used anything other than frag grenades, molotovs, and save a bottle cap mine or two for the Molerat queen of the castle. And don't ask me what I was working water. Look out for the wandering traders that carry one-of-a-kind weapons, or just don't live with what you got. Laser mustard is okay, but then you level up to 3 or more cranks and there's a sniper. My own build consists of only 3 weapons. For close range and easy fights I use the crimps too, since it's fast enough and its poison DOT goes through block attacks, and it, unlike the Furious Power Fist, can be used in power armor. For tougher fights I go with combat shotguns where I use justice from the trader because of the stagger, and for everything from medium to longer distances I use a combat rifle. You can set it to either be a single shot rifle or a fully automatic assault rifle. Heck, you can even make it into a sniper. Just do know that it will rename itself to a sniper rifle, so don't confuse it with your actual sniper. Or ignore everything I said because unlike the other Fallout games, this one doesn't restrict how many points you put into your special stats. And so any build is viable because you can get every skill in any run and replayability is low. Also there's a thing called the never-ending prefix, so you can guess. Or start a low intelligence high luck run and prepare to build 500 shells with this thing playing in the background. Now one thing that comes to mind with VATS is limb damage. The head, torso, arms, and legs are all separate entities with their own health bars. If you break a leg then they are slower. Break both and they can't get up. Break an arm on anyone holding a two-handed weapon and they're forced to switch to something smaller. If fighting anything big then go for the head as that will shortly stagger them. Just remember that your own body also has this feature, so watch out for any grenades coming your way. And watch out for any legendary enemies as they regenerate all of their health. But it is a guaranteed draw with a prefix. Anyways, let's talk about something actually intellectual and important. Synthetic gorilla aid. Mostly stim packs, except that's boring and maybe expensive, and that doesn't require you to carry on an egg that can pop out a Milo hatchling or, you know, an egg of a death claw. Chems. Stat boosts. Increasing damage dealt and increasing your defense. There are challenge runs where people get men set for a skill check alone, so just imagine what happens when you take a buff out in Psycho, mix it with Yaogai Rose for that 10% melee damage, and Rips for damage resistance, Deathclaw Alma for more HP, Roasted Marlar for extra AP, Marlar Queen stay for 2 more endurance, and a Deathclaw stay for 1 agility. Best part is, healing in this game stacks and isn't instantaneous, meaning you can heal up 300 hit points while only needing 100 to be at full health. Then take 200 hit points worth of damage, and that new damage will be generated from the food you just took. Is addiction a risk? Yes, but treatment is cheap, so throw in some alcohol for that +1 strength as well. Level up big leagues to where you deal double melee damage, find all the Guardian and the Barbarian comics and call me later. And if you want more permanent stat upgrades, then at the start is a hidden book and several bobbleheads that give permanent upgrades. And the best part about addiction is that you can't get addicted any more than you already are. Besides, you're so strong at this moment that nothing can take you down. I mean, if you can take down a Deathclaw, then you're pretty much set for the endgame right there. And you're gonna come across creatures either way, so cook them up and mix up your chems. You get XP along the way, so why not? Sleep for 10% extra XP again and 15% if you decide to sleep after finding out that, yes, romance with your followers is a thing. Did I tell you about the zombie? I'll say something more about the companions since they do have unique dialogue, and there is a wide variety of them. But the dialogue ranges from something being called ugly by this thing, or a threesome, so... Preston, I forgot Kate, never got the synth. Forgot about Piper. Nick scares me. Actually, I forgot most of these guys. Even Paladin Dance Floor. Hey Dance Floor, remember that time I turned on the rocket while you were below it? Yeah, good times. Dog meets best boy. Changed my mind. Then again, my favorite human companion is good old Curie. So, oh rad piss. Stop, boy, activate. Aha, now they won't find me. This ain't Skyrim, so specialized stealth build is a pretty difficult thing to get. We're going for the old legendary combat shotgun and healing up at the bonfire before we go to reclaim the castle. Oh yeah, lockpicking. It's a Bethesda game. I never liked hacking. Just find the correct word and boom, you're in. Man, you know, fighting all these Marlers reminds me that one time Nick asked me for some help in finding a lost girl, which led me. No, not you, Nick. The other Nick. Man, Maine hasn't changed at all. Always covered in a radioactive fog, sea creatures patrolling the streets and forest, crazy madmen coming after you, sins that forgot about that time they killed the last mayor and replaced her with a synth, which truth be told is a pretty horrible crime, but the goddamn demon memory game alone is good enough a reason to take them out. Oh yeah, the Children of Adam. I forgot to talk about them in the base game because I forgot they existed. Yeah, they worship the atom, but as a god? Yeah, I don't know. Here, if you love atoms so much, then let me turn on this nuclear submarine for you. If you're brave enough to go into the forest, then remember the golden rule of gamers never look up.
Is this the one that had those creatures hanging from the branch?
Just enjoy the radioactive fog and watch out for any half-bosses on the road. It's not that it's bad to go near them, just don't expect to do anything else with your life afterwards.
How shall we comfort ourselves?
I'm going to pull a rabbit out of your ass!
Okay, back to the Commonwealth. I just gotta get to the complete opposite side of the map. Alright, which radio station are we getting today?
Alert! Alert! One of our settlements is asking for help. All Minutemen, please respond if you're in range.
Nobody's dick's that long. Not even Long Dick Johnson, and he had a fucking long dick. Thus the name.
Fucking me in the ass!
Humans, if out there and need help, we help you. Come to Shaw School Place. We promise not tear you limb from limb and eat you.
But I want to eat human.
Yes, I know you do. Look, I'm reading this exactly like you wanted. Remember? It's a trick. You're trying to trick them with a lie.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh boy, off to the Nuka World Park. It has been 1 minute and I am now running through a gauntlet full of trash into a rigged fight against the largest, most organized group of raiders in this game. It has been 5 minutes and now I'm leading the largest, most organized group of raiders in this game. Welcome to Nuka World. Clear it out and decide whether to give it to the psychopaths, the opportunists, or the furries. Although I suppose it's better than hanging out with what do these people want again? Was it aliens or was it something about radiation making you pure? I don't know, man. Look, I'm not in a good mood. The Oswald the Outrageous show is cancelled and I'm worried the raiders will do something to Tarzan and his monkey family. And like, if you want to do anything in this DLC, then you have to work with the raiders. Like, come on. I spent all of this time rebuilding this great nation of ours and now I'm asked to tear it all down? Fine. If you want to play tough, then I'll play tough. I didn't want to do this, but I'm gonna have to use the forbidden technique. Well, that was easy. Now let's get out of here before Preston. Oh, for fuck.
IG times omega X, omega Y, omega Z.
Alright, the others. Automatron adds a new raider faction and a robot companion who can be decked out with a ton of body parts. A short questline that offers unique dialogue if you brought your comic book outfit. Wasteland Workshop adds cages for animals and fighting arenas for your settlers. Contraptions Workshop allows you to create a miniature factory, which sounds just as dope as the amount of times that I used it because I'm definitely the type to play Factorio. Vault-Tec Workshop adds a new vault, which is experiment never started, and so you will start it because Vault-Tec never did anything bad in these vaults. Whatever, it gives us spiked soda. God, I love Vault-Tec Workshop. Best DLC. Even better than the rest of the DLCs and game put together. God, I love Vault-Tec. The Enclave never did anything wrong. Fallout 4. The indomitable human spirit out of a... I forgot about Bethesda's paid mods. I like this game that is a very strange mix of... It's got its moments, but the majority is just fun enough to be fun. And with all the other points being put into... Goddamn, this game is a lot of side quests. If you want more devastation, go with Fallout 3. If you want a better story, go for New Vegas. I never played the old school games and we don't talk about 76. How did young me never get the level 50 achievement? I don't know. Each faction is really recurring tiny quests. There's some free unmarked locations. There's people and... It's still sucking me! There's so many weapons I've never fully tried out, not to mention the legendary modifiers. If you're a failed Dr. Urban Planner, then the crafting station's there and the construction menu is your entire screen. And if not, then just watch someone else be competent. And on the way, find out about the overhaul mods and the ones which by the year 2077 will also play Fallout 2, Free, New Vegas, Miami, and Cascadia without Fallout 4. Look, it's a Bethesda game. Yeah, they're still trying to get paid mods in, but Nexus is right over there, my guy. But until then, there is Frost for the Masochist, Horizon is an overhaul mod, and one more notable one that adds a lot to the game with its own area and acting as a DLC-sized mod. But it's just that... well, I have no easy way to say this, so it's set in London. Oi, geezers! What brings you two to London town? Run. Take a trip around the Commonwealth. Get some preserved pie. No! Talk to all the people with the great in-game dialogue consisting of yes, no, sarcasm, and a combination of all three. Because Fall Audio is very charismatic.
Maybe I don't want to talk to you.
No. You do.
I got work.
Bring along all of your companions to build up affinity with them for their perks, and maybe find the first of a ghoul along the way, or meet the other two ghouls who were alive before the bombs dropped, including the one who got us in the vault right before the bombs dropped. Wanna work for me?
Really? You will? Okay.
Get scammed, I mean. Buy a charge card, it's the new craze. He accepts payment in caps or in reverse pickpocketing explosives. I don't have any explosives. Here, hold this homing beacon. Just don't ask what's homing in on it. And hey, if you need a list of all the things that can be done, then look no further than 100% achievement completion. That was a lie. Just look at the list, don't actually think about doing it. None of them were difficult, it was just extremely time consuming. Oh, just get one settlement to 100 happiness. Don't get the Fort Hagen bobblehead before the Kellogg quest. Wasteland Workshop is so much fun, you will definitely get enough creatures from just playing Far Harbor, don't worry about it. Making all Nuka Cola mixtures is just as fun. Taking over 8 settlements is fun because you can do more than one at once. Okay, in terms of playtime, it was okay, but at the same time, goddamn. Although there is one thing that can help. Now, because I'm a very patient man who understands that not most of the free time that I do, I will give you a hint. If you played the Bethesda game, then you already know what I mean, but for those that don't, TGM, TCL, unlock, player place at me. You can piece together what I mean because I refuse to dunk a basketball for hours straight. 5 more creatures despite having most certainly taken out 40, almost worse than the synthetic gorillas. So just do whatever, it's not like this game is a storyline, the Commonwealth is your own playground. Oh, looky here, it's Mr. Doesn't Have a Story. What happened? Finally stopped crying about me having more players after the Fallout show? Give it 5 minutes. It's only because Bethesda was laid around for half a decade till the graphics improved. That's rich coming from Mr. Couldn't run the game for half a decade. Hey, I was the first 3D game back in 2008. They made New Vegas in less than 2 years with a foreign team and mostly using my models. Just imagine what I would have done with 1 more year. Yeah, you wouldn't end the game with a final quest. Why do only I get blamed for that? Fallout 1 is right there. Probably because Fallout 1 is actually a good game. Oh, don't start. You would argue that every sci-fi game should have revolvers just because you get a hard on every time you find a stereotypical Wild West shootout town. Yeah, keep talking, Mr. Fusion Cores can last a journey for 200 years but 10 seconds in power armor. You don't even know what that is, Mr. No Power Armor Training. But we don't need to be given endgame armor in a tutorial quest. Bro, shut up, you're supposed to be on our side. Hey, he's got a point. You too, New Vegas. What are you talking about, you ugly son of a 20 different pieces of armor, cause mustats. You leave a vault and get several raiders to loot. Fallout 1 is a cave and 2 is a temple. I'm the only clean one. Oh, BS. You wake up with a grenade launcher, 30 spears, and 4 suits of medieval armor. You could take out Quarry Junction if you didn't put everything into luck. Well, at least I didn't spend the entire game getting 1,000 cabs just to get the robot companion salesman to bug out. No, because his game actually launched when it started without Mitchell's head spinning. 2 years, new engine, 0 experience, best game in the series, beat that. How about you beat that extra cash check out of 85 Metacritic score? Hey, your own guy said that wasn't a thing. Like you shooting Kimball just because of taxes? Oh yeah, like what? Like how you sold that child into slavery? Hey, Fallout 3 is right there. Dude, you can't sell children. What the fuck? You literally lied to a girl to get her to put on a slave collar. What the fuck is wrong with you two? You raped apart a teddy bear in front of a slave girl, destroyed Goodspeech for some comments, gassed Freeside. Oh, is it my fault you don't even have stuff for your Sinflex? You get a whole DLC for your next as if it were the bad guys. Even Fallout 2 like you hit an orphan in the nuts with a sledgehammer. You get more XP that way. Just do their quest. You get the best DLC in the series. Oh yeah, sure, Mr. Ada, baby. Hey, there's no good answers to that DLC. Bro's got a science team in Rivet City and yet he can't find a cure. Yeah, Mr. Pacifist, how about you extort the girl for money for her cat? I forgot to do that quest. I just told the other little I wouldn't pay him. And I'm evil for gambling. Nah, you're evil because you think Fisto is the best character in that game. Oh, that's it, you Cazador humper. Hey, I got guns too. Oh boy, we're doing this like super duper more. Hey, Fallout 2, that's me. Shoot him. Hey, Fallout 2 and 187 Vault 13 ain't the best vault. Oh shit. Boy, this is getting serious. Anything interesting with you? Play Fallout Shelter for like 3 hours or 2 days.
Instead. Oh, yeah, same with throwing spears. Nice molerat stick. Nah, he's got a point. You need to remove your weapon to throw anything while I keep it as a secondary. Oh, you had to take this. Oh no, he's no longer. Ah, my pelvis. Where's my grenade launcher?
What about you?
Getting my own free
so for Fallout 5 and the second season of Fallout show. People know that's coming, so it's the best. That's what we said about our games getting sequels. That we did.
I'm calling him backup. You say that just use an NCR backup radio. Find an alien space laser it is. Oh yeah, I got my own UFO, I forgot. Alright, well I got my own weapon. Oh yeah, what is that? A radio tower unit called Crouch to board to death or something? Oh god, it's
oh, he's getting some data. Oh god, it's Soldier. Oh really? Yeah, he's still being updated. Oh, check it out. Seems it does now. Console 6 episodes. I ain't got no plans. I got it for like $10 on the sale. All better than waiting here for another century.
Alright, that's it. Ulysses, I'm pouring out the nuke. No!
Also, for any masochists, there is survival mode where everyone's damage is buffed. Ammo and medicine has weight now along with smaller carry weight. You need to eat, drink, and sleep, and no fast travel. Personally, I'm not that crazy, but if you do play this, then I have heard from several reputable sources that a good route to take is west of the Corvega assembly plant, past this little bombed out house over here. Especially after level 35.
Isn't this where the Roach King spawns after a level?
Now then, I think that's enough writing for today. My own Wasteland survival guide. I should have a chapter about my own struggles in life. It would appeal more to the readers. I mean, I'm not talking about the Wasteland itself. I had my husband killed in front of me and my kid kidnapped. Like, goddamn. Imagine that.
There are very few things as good as Fallout.
I never rescued my son.
Love the irony of the reverse damsel in distress scenario. You didn't hear the name Kellogg at all, did you?
Last time we met, you were cozying up to the peas and apple cobbler. The Institute.
that chip.
I need what's in your head.
That you cannot have.
Came up with some schematics for you.
I want answers, asshole. Now!
Under the circumstances, I will forgive your vulgarity. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
Oh, shit. So, welcome to the Institute. The nerds that took my son made him their leader, and they made the human sense using his DNA. Also, my son is dying of cancer. Well, I guess their intellectual prowess would be the most useful for storing the US. So, despite not agreeing with the kidnappings and the synths, I suppose we can take a look at all their achievements. So, yeah, the synths, teleportation, apparently some medicines and cures. Oh, look, the bio division. Perhaps we can restore the force to pre-war America. Damn, look at this. Now, this is large-scale farming. Not a single tato in sight. Hey, what else do you have?
We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas.
We need to address another threat, the railroad.
Fusion reactors need a massive power surge.
All systems nominal. Mission: the destruction of any and all Chinese communists, American casualties. Unacceptable. Overkill protocols authorized. Democracy is truth. Communism is death.
I did it. I saved the Commonwealth. This calls for Nuka-Cola. You know, I never maxed out my radiation. I wonder what happens then. Well, only one way to find out.
Okay, so the trader should be somewhere here. Apparently I have to look for a short man.
Oi, Wastelander. You're looking to protect yourself or deal some damage?